What is this?
Welcome to Movie Caps. Today I will show you a crime, drama, history film from 2008.
This one is pretty good too. Steal more content, dude. I'm what we call in the creator space as the exploiter class. Okay, it's a tier of creator. It's a zone you don't want to be in. Now the exploiter class doesn't create anything. They shapeshift into making you think they create something, but all you do is steal instead, right? But you like it so much that you end up not giving a fuck that it's stolen in the first place. And everybody gets their mind twisted about what the fuck is going on, right? And in the end, I win. Boom.
That is based on a true story, titled 21. Welcome to Movie Caps. Today I will show you a crime, drama, history film from 2008 that is based on a true story, titled 21.
Guys,
spoilers ahead.
Remember, guys, do not gamble. Do not put money into the system, guys. If you do this, guys, you will go broke. You will not make money. You're not going to break even. You lose all your money, go in debt, and everything's going to go boom. Do not, this is a story of everybody going full twist.
Watch out and take care. Ben, an MIT mathematics major, is accepted into Harvard, but cannot afford the $300,000 tuition. He applies for a scholarship that would cover the entire cost, but is informed that only one of the 76 applicants will get it. Despite having high grades and test scores, he faces fierce competition. He needs to write an essay and is told by the director that the scholarship will only go to whichever student dazzles him. Ben works at a men's clothing store with his best friend Miles and is promoted to assistant manager, which makes $8 an hour. He tells Miles about the essay and that he has no idea what to write about because he hasn't done anything remarkable. Ben is frustrated because even though he has crushed exams, taken extracurriculars, and given up everything, the one thing stopping him...
Funny story, that was the guy who first donated the curry pasta 10 years ago, saying he had a 200-word essay due in 12 days.
...from going to Harvard is money. They meet up at a bar with Cam to celebrate Ben's birthday. The three of them are trying to win a science competition by building a self-driving car. Back at MIT, a professor, Mickey Rosa, is giving a lecture on nonlinear equations. He asks the class to explain Newton's method. Ben mentions that Newton actually stole the method from Joseph Raphson, who published the same method 50 years earlier. The professor is impressed and gives him a chance for extra credit, so he challenges Ben with the Monty Hall problem, which he solves successfully. As class ends, the professor checks Ben's most recent test result to see 97%. Ben, Miles, and Cam are at a gym playing basketball. He notices a girl he likes, Jill. She waves and he waves back, but turns out she's waving at someone behind him.
I fucking
Later
hate
that
the
day,
Monty
as
Hall
Ben
problem.
is studying, a fellow student comes up and asks to follow him. He's a bit confused but does so. He's brought to a room that has some students sitting at a blackjack table and Professor Rosa standing at a blackboard. He tells Ben to call him Mickey and invites him to join the MIT blackjack team. Ben is introduced to the team consisting of Kiana, Fisher, Choi, and Jill. They explain that blackjack is beatable and that they go to Las Vegas every week.
It's still 50-50! It's still 50-50! It still is!
And in holiday, and that a spot on their team has opened up because a previous member got a job at Google. Ben is hesitant because he's afraid to step out of his comfort zone. Jill says, "Come on, Ben, it'll be fun." They go back and forth, Ben coming up with excuses as to why he can't do it, and Mickey trying to convince him, but Ben ultimately declines. The next day, Jill shows up at his job and says she's looking for a tie. Ben tries to help her pick one, but she's actually there to try to convince him further, saying that he should experience more things in life. Ben finally shows up at the blackjack club and starts learning the system. High cards have a value of -1, neutral cards have no value, and low cards...
Guys, just a small parallel about this, okay? Okay. Two things. Overall, guys, and this is a movie, okay, and you guys don't give a fuck about my take. I'm sorry for disrupting your entertainment, but listen. Two problems with this, okay? At the casinos, the shoes are too big for this to make sense, okay? At the casinos, they have shoes. They stack the cards in the decks into big shoes, 10 stacks, sometimes more, depends where you go, okay? And basically, even if you do the math and you do the whole count and you go hard, the advantage you gain out of that shoe is very, very slim, right? And the way you would get money out of that, right, is by low betting on normal hands, and when the count is high, then you go big, right? Then you go big. And what happens then is that you think, hey man, if I'm at the casino, I can bet however I want. Incorrect. if the casino sees you and they can easily detect it, that you are doing that, they're just gonna kick you out, literally. Yeah, they do, because
modern casinos have automatic shufflers now, so can't do it anymore.
Yeah, they do, but still though, they'll literally kick you out of it, literally.
System. High cards have a value of -1, neutral cards have no value, and low cards are +1. He practices counting cards and memorizes the words that the team has assigned to each high count. Later, at a bar, they explain the roles of every member of the team. Kiana, Choi, and Jill are the
thinking,
spotters.
yes, you cannot think at a casino. You play the game the way it's meant to be played, and you don't,
At various blackjack tables, only betting the table minimum and keeping count. When one of the tables reach a hot count, the player has an edge over the dealer, so they signal Ben or Fisher, who are the big players, who then stumble over to the table like some drunk rich kid and bet big. When the deck cools down, the big player leaves the table. Ben shows up to a dodgy alleyway for a trial run. He goes inside an underground casino where his spotters are already sitting at tables. Choi signals him that the deck is hot and Ben sits down at the table. Choi then uses the word magazine in a sentence to inform Ben that the count is +17, and he starts making big bets. He's winning
17?
a lot and is exhilarated, smiling constantly, when suddenly a bag is thrown over his head and he's dragged into a back room. A deep voice keeps asking him, "What's the count?" He acts clueless but eventually gives in and tells them it's +18. Turns out this was a test whether he can keep the count under pressure, and is officially welcomed to the team. The next day they fly to Las Vegas. They enter a hotel suite where Mickey gives each member a new identity and a disguise. He further instructs Ben to act like they don't know each other and always order water, tonic and lime, and appear a little drunk. At the Red Rock Casino, Kiana signals Ben. He looks to the right and sees Fisher and Choi at the next table. He sits down and exchanges $10,000 for chips, and after taking a sip of her drink, Kiana exclaims "too sweet," which indicates that the count is +16. Ben doubles down on 8s on his first hand. The dealer goes over 21 and Ben wins, profiting $4,000 already.
That's it.
On the next hand he gets a blackjack and wins another $3,000. He goes on playing at the casino on different tables, stacking chips along the way. Seeing Ben winning so much, Fisher stares in disbelief. Come morning, Choi signals it's time to leave and they head out. The next day Ben is woken up by Jill, who throws him his cut. She tells him he did good, came in quick.
The Giga Chad isn't putting 10K and winning 10K and making 10K profit. The real Giga Chad is doing 260K buy-ins and winning 2K. That's the real fucking Giga Chad.
Wasn't afraid to play big.
That's the Giga
got
Chad.
out when he was supposed to and made more money than Fisher. He tells her that he was pretty nervous at first, but after a while it felt easy. They are called for a team meeting. Fisher shows up drunk. Mickey is pissed, because on 3 occasions, Fisher played into a cold deck even when spotters let him know that. Mickey tells Ben he did good and to keep it up. Fisher utters, "beginner's luck," and denies that he played wrong, but Mickey puts him in his place. Ben is back at the dorm and stashes his cut from the weekend, $16,700 in the ceiling tiles. Suddenly Miles and Cam walk in and he pretends he's just jumping on the bed. Miles asks where he was this weekend and says he called like 15 times. Ben makes up a lie about helping a cousin move and says that he forgot his cell phone. All three decide to go to a bar for some drinks. Ben sees Jill at the counter and offers to buy her a beer. His 2 friends are stunned and keep staring at them. He goes to tell them to stop acting weird to not freak her out, but they say that they are probably more freaked out than she is. Ben and Jill are on a train. He asks her whether she came into the store to ask him to join the team because Mickey asked her to. She says that he's the smartest guy she knows and that's why he's on the team and that's why she went to the store. He tries to kiss her but she pulls back. He is embarrassed and starts apologizing, but she tells him to not worry about it and that she just doesn't want to complicate things because they work together. She says it's her stop, so she gets off the train. Over the coming weekends, the team is flown to Las Vegas Valley and Ben comes to enjoy.
To stay or change. You had a 66% of picking the wrong door at the start, so instantly changing already increases their odds.
His luxurious life as a high roller, but there's still one thing he can't get off his mind. Every trip he makes more money than in 5 years at his old job. In Boston he is just Ben Campbell, but in Vegas he can be whoever he wants to be. It was too good to be true and felt like it was never going to end. The head of security, Cole Williams, has been monitoring the team and begins to focus on Ben, suspecting that he may be counting cards. Turns out he is also a card counter, but prefers to be on the other side of the hustle. For the first time, life was easy for Ben, nothing cost too much and nothing was out of reach. College parties with frat dudes were upgraded to something more interesting. Fisher becomes extremely jealous of Ben's success and one day, while drunk, sits down at Ben's table and starts.
Every movie makes card counters look like they're fucking like some brain altered genius cyborg. Once you learn it, it's just like reading normal words on a book or some shit. Except it's easier.
Williams is watching them on tape and notices that Kiana only bets table minimum and that Ben only appears after she gives him a signal. He goes to confront them, but Fisher has caused a commotion and they leave before Williams can get to them. At a bar, Mickey removes Fisher from the team. He informs the rest that the casino is changing their chips in 24 hours, which means that they need to exchange them for cash, which they can't do because of Fisher's antics.
Hey,
Ben
come
suggests
on!
they use the dancers to exchange the chips for them. Mickey calls him a genius. Later that day, Jill invites Ben to her suite and they have a romantic night and make love. Ben's new secret life causes him to neglect his role in the science competition, which estranges him from his friends. He shows up late to a meeting with them and gives them the wrong part for their project. They are disappointed and tell him that he isn't as committed to the project as they are and decide to keep going without him. During the next trip to Las Vegas, he is emotionally distracted. He gets an unlucky outcome on a big hand. He lets his emotions get the better of him and fails to walk away from the table when signaled by Kiana. Jill steps in and tries to get him out, but fails. He ends up losing an extra $200,000. Mickey is furious, and even when Ben apologizes, saying that this is his first mistake and others try to back him up, Mickey leaves the team and says that Ben will have to pay the $200,000 he lost one way or another. Ben and the remaining team decide that they will continue to play blackjack without Mickey, who took a 50% cut, reasoning that they don't even need him. Jill is against the idea, reminding Ben that he only did this to pay for Harvard, but even though he had made enough money, he now wants to keep going.
Hey, Mr.
They go back to the
Your
tables and are
last
winning,
decision in the
but Mickey is
multi-hall
lurking in the
problem is
shadows
not
and tips off
50-50.
security.
You think it
Williams
is
takes
because
Ben
when
to
you
a
make
back
the
room and
decision,
beats him up while
there is a-
explaining
Shush
that
it.
all casinos
We'll
will
take a
soon
minute.
have face recognition software, so his days were numbered anyway. Ben is also told that Williams and Mickey go way back. He used to chase and beat him up too, which is why Mickey doesn't play himself anymore. Ben goes back to MIT and reads a letter saying that he is ineligible for graduation because one of his courses, taught by an associate of Mickey's, is marked as incomplete. He goes inside and finds his dorm room trashed. The money he's been stashing away is missing. He has lost everything. He visits Jill and says he doesn't want to lose her too, and apologizes for his actions back in Vegas. Ken and Miles manage to win the robotics competition even without Ben, who is there watching.
Rookie mistake there. He went back to the girl, except he says that he's broke. So now he needs to realize that he truly lost everything.
He apologizes to Miles for letting him down and explains everything he's been up to, and they make up. Ben goes to see Mickey and persuades him to make a final trip to Vegas before the casinos install biometric software, but this time they will all use disguises and Mickey will be the second big player to make a big return. They're in a casino, making big bets, stacking chips and enjoying themselves. They manage to profit $640,000 before Williams shows up. Jill signals them and they scramble, throwing chips in a bag.
The only worse thing than chasing losses in Gamba is chasing bitches.
And taking off. A chase ensues. They run around slot machines and enter the staff area, where Mickey convinces Ben to throw him the chips and says they should separate. Mickey manages to get out and hops into a limo. He's ecstatic, thinking he got away with all of the money, but as he opens the bag, he realizes that the chips are fake. Ben switched the real chips with fake ones while they were running. Turns out that Williams has always held a grudge against Mickey, because the last time he saw him he got away with massive gains. So he made a deal with Ben to lure Mickey back to Vegas to catch him. In turn, Ben would be allowed to keep whatever they make that day, but when Ben and Jill exit the casino, Williams walks up and explains that he needs the money for retirement, and Ben, being as intelligent as he is, will figure out a way to succeed, so he takes the bag at gunpoint.
Half and half?
Turns out that Ben's longtime friends are also pretty good at card counting, and the six-person team makes a lot of money despite Williams' robbery. As Ben is recounting this story to the scholarship director, he looks pretty damn dazzled. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more.
Yeah, because the guy is like some fucking Harvard nerd Andy. He's not dazzled by the story. He's dazzled because he's getting a fat boner when he calls the police and fucking snitches on him, dude. He's gonna get a super self-righteous, hardcore bonerino, dude. You know that's how it is. Don't be worried about it. What? It's not illegal. If they kick you out until you can't come anymore, can't do it.
Accidentally stood up too fast and tangled my balls.
Technically it is.
It's 1:20 AM in Australia and I need to get an Uber to the hospital. Wish me luck.
Does this work for getting bitches? Just asking for a friend, huh?
It's private business, yeah. And also, the thing you need to understand is that
In a near
you know, people will say, "Oh, dude, the money runs everything. Money runs that." You know,
distant
how do you think it is with the casinos? You know, if you go there in real life, okay. What is this? What is that? Okay, this is the Monty Hall problem. Yeah. Select one of the boxes. Okay.
Will you ever play Mortar Duels again?
So now that I click that, it says I don't get it. This is a bad card? So I can change her. So then
Hey Mr. Cow.
So I
your
lost.
Decision in the Monty Hall problem is not 50-50.
Okay.
You think it's 50-50
I choose this
because
one
when
then.
you make the decision, there is only 2 doors left.
So
Try
I'm
to
gonna
imagine
keep
the same
it.
exercise with 100 doors. It will make more sense. xQcl.
Okay. So this is the go to. Okay. So they say that this is okay. I get it. I understand. Okay. Okay. I'll reset it. Okay. So the premise of the problem is, okay, there's 2 goats and 1 car. Okay, it's a game show. Then they let you choose one, right? Boom. And then you're like, okay, you like this pick, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, here's one of the goats. Now there's 1 goat, 1 car. You want to keep your choice or change it? Want to keep it or change it? Well, I keep my choice. And I lose.
5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5
Goat here? I keep it then.
5 5 5 5 5.
I lost. Okay, I'm gonna keep it. Okay, I lost. Okay. I keep it. Boom! 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 I win. I win, mother sucker. I keep it. Okay, I lost. I take it. I keep it. Okay, I lost.
xQc skilled player, but that is
I
not
click it.
normally. This
I
very
keep
very
it.
insane.
I
They
win.
need to check him PC and game. Maybe he not cheating, but maybe he using the game deficit.
I keep
and
it.
this can't seem on game screen. He needs to check
I
out
keep it.
that. A boom, a boom, a boom.
It's cranking. I keep it. Boom! I told you it was cranking. It paid out, bitches. I told you. It paid out. I keep it. I win again. It's fucking cranking. Fuck your odds. Boom. I keep it. Okay, I lost. It happens. I lost. It happens. I lost. It happens. It's cranking. I lost. It's cranking. I keep it. Boom! I win.
Are you brave enough to enter my world? Only chosen are invited to
I lost.
witness my insanity. Are you strong enough to beat all the
I
fears,
lost.
meet your true self, and face your
I lost.
destiny?
I lost. It's cranking. I lost. It's cranking. Cranking. Okay, this is stupid. Guys, they're literally retroactively changing the car when I click. That's fucking dog shit. Let's run it back 100 times. 24% win. Do it 1,000 times then. Piece of fucking dog shit. It's cranking. God, this is fucking stupid as shit. Guys, I know it's mathematics, but in practice, it doesn't look like it does anything.
Gotta be farming content. Can't be this low IQ to not understand simple concept of switching due to a mathematical advantage.
Yeah, but
Low IQ.
you're done though. Whenever you actually do it, it doesn't seem like it does anything.
To the low fee,
Let's say you did not choose yet. You didn't choose yet.
So the
And I tell you, this one is bad. It's a 50-50. I didn't choose yet. So does me choosing a random box really change anything? It doesn't. Because they never pick your box to show if it's a goat or not. Therefore, how? If they never pick your box... Guys, whatever box you choose, they will always show a bad one and a possible good one. Always. It's always gonna be black and white. Theoretically. I don't care. I don't do math. I don't give a fuck. I've seen a video about it. I still refuse to believe that it's like that.